I thought I told you time and time again that we won't stop. Back it show by show, I'm tryna triple and double the pot. Put for at least 6 figures or show or more for him on now. Put for that 25 rows, all great interior whenever it's cloudy. Every day better my growth, I'm chasing health and wealth, not clout. Baddies under my belt, I cook like a chef, I'm Mr. Child. Ain't been going no speeds, but I spend G's whenever I browse. Mink on all of my carpets, at the house, I walk on clouds. Soon as I get out this work, I'm out the door, I'm in and out. Every girl slapping and burnt just like a perk, I'm in her mouth. Better them grins, my turf, I got out of the dirt, without no doubt. Money keep coming and coming, we saving the winter, this summer we wildin'. I can't even call it freestyling, I'm one of designing, the style ain't free. Travel to go like a charter, I'm going back to Saudi to pick up the cream. Landing that A, hit the office, I got a new offer that I gotta read. I'm the same one, took the top off, I'm one of the rappers, they got them intrigued. Send back, land on the summer, I'm coming in hot, 400 degrees. FS, take out the...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday Night Freestyle, where we are what we consider a sports smorgasbord. Actually, we just a smorgasbord of everything. We talk about anything, talk about everything. If you want to listen to us talk or you want to join in the conversation, jump right on in. And this is perfect time. A man of mystery, a man of many talents, the man of many talents. Oh my gosh, here we go. First and foremost, I'm the Midnight Rider. It's the Sideline Junkies present. And it's the hardest working man that I know. I know you got things going on, but it's the correspondent. Oh man, you don't even understand how excited I am about this opening.
Yeah, the open's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
And there was a little added twist this evening, if you don't know, with our boy Bryson
DeChambeau.
So
yes.
Yeah, he just got hit with a 2-stroke penalty. I don't know if you saw any of the visuals, but he kind of, he stomped on where his backswing was going to take place, or, his downswing, I should say. And they went out to the hole. It was on the 5th hole, so they let him play, the rest of the 13 holes, and they stopped him between walking off the 18th green and before he signed his scorecard. Otherwise, he would have been DQ'd. So, I mean, they hooked him. That's one of those things where obviously I don't think he did it on purpose. It's hard to tell. I mean, he did that. There's one step he kind of goes awkward, so I don't think he did it, in 2 strokes right, So he had to pay the piper for that. So he goes from, the interesting part of that is he goes from being the last group, right, to the next to last group, and a guy his stature with a kind of unknown at the top of the leaderboard, a guy that hasn't proven himself, he can kind of lean on a little bit and have the crowd and kind of see what he's made of and try to hop on him early. So when it comes to one-on-one, golf, so it's been cool, man. The 154th Open, not too many events are 154 years old, so it's meant to be the truest form of golf, Midnight Rider. We're not exactly getting that. You're not seeing sideways rain and guys' shorts flapping in the wind all over the place. So it's mild when in that regard. But it's been a good 2 days. There's been drama. I mean, during day one, I'm looking at the leaderboard, dude, and I'm like, who this? Like I had to look them up. Like some of these cats, I didn't even really know. And then all of a sudden today, there's 62s out there,
Right.
A dude missed a foot putt for 61, which would have been a major championship record, not just an Open championship record. And then Sam Burns shot 62 today, which is amazing because he had a child born this week. I don't think he even got on the grounds until, middle of the week sometime. So, yeah. It's been cool. Who's buffering? Is that me or you?
I don't know. We're just gonna roll with it and see how it goes, man. Because I think I've been smooth, but I've been having. Yeah, it's been weird the whole time. So we just gonna roll with it. Roll with the punches.
All right.
So
there we go.
So Coach,
go ahead.
Coach Mark jumps in and says, had to say his name right, talking about the DeChambeau. Miss Jackie says, hey, y'all, and let's real quick update on her. She had surgery this morning. I think she has to have a second one. But I mean, she's been texting me and yapping all day, so I think she's fine because it's perfectly normal than what she normally does. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. And then the boss jumps in and he says the correspondent with all exclamation points because, hey man, Cat's been trying to get in contact with you. Make sure you good. I hope you understand it's nothing but love. Um, so let's start here, man. You brought up the
Yeah,
first name I
of
wanted to talk
course.
about. There was two 62s today that made changes to the leaderboard. Do me a favor, Keith. Hop out and hop back in.
Yeah. Okay, you got it.
Yeah. Let's see if that's what it is. All right, so yeah, so we were talking about the Open, and last night, if you saw the Thursday night throwdown, I was talking about my guy Sam Burns because when I looked at the standings, he was at the bottom. He was like 6 or 7 strokes behind. I'm sorry, 5 strokes behind. And then all of a sudden today he comes out with a nice 62 and jumps up the board. So that was nice for me. It helped me out a little bit, but then Murakami dropping, Victor Hovland dropped. But I think the way this course is going to play, and you can correct me, since we're not going to get the weather, I think it's going to play fast. I think people can get numbers if they can putt and manage the situation. What you think? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta fairways are at a premium. You gotta miss those pot bunkers. You know, links golf has those random little small bunkers that are kind of a nuance and in the way. There's some luck involved, Midnight Rider. Some of these mounds and stuff, your ball lands on one of those mounds and goes off to the side. You could hit a great shot and not get rewarded for it. So, yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of luck, obviously a lot of skill. If there is light wind, the guys that hit the ball really, really high have an advantage. They can land on those really hard greens and hit those small windows. A lot easier control to spin. You know, golf is all about controlling the spin of your golf ball, whether it's a long shot or a short shot. So yeah, I think it's going to be. I think 12 under, 13 under. I think that's what we're looking at when it comes to crowning a champion. When it comes to early Sunday afternoon, because obviously they're 5 hours ahead. Yeah, we got John Rahm throwing clubs today. How about that? Anybody see that? Like,
I missed that.
You can't do that. You can't do that with the RNA. You know.
Yeah.
So he got it's basically like unsportsmanlike conduct essentially. So he got a warning. You know, he does something like that again, slams his club, throws his club, maybe a gesture. Transgression verbally or something, he's gonna get a two-stroke penalty. So it's lived up to the building. It's been nice to see some scoring, and nice to see guys out there short sleeves sometimes. It's just good to get a different vibe, this year with the Open instead of the typical, really bad weather. But I had mentioned earlier, like the leaderboard yesterday was a who's who, and right. now we got ballers,
Yep.
We got DeChambeau. We've got Sam Burns, Scheffler, and Siwoo Kim. The three of them are best friends, right?
Okay.
So the three of them are all boys. And then you got Robert McIntyre. That's the lefty from right around the way in Scotland. And then Scotty has hit the ball tee to green incredibly. Can't make a putt to save his life. He's at 4 under. He's within striking distance. Easy for him. Tommy Fleetwood is the hometown boy. He grew up like 10 miles from the course. So he does get probably the loudest cheers out there, especially of all the Englishmen. And then there's John Rahm, major champion in the past. He's also 4 under, just a few strokes back. So it's go time. So tomorrow is moving day in the golf world. And we'll see what happens with it. Any questions about any specific players or the course or anything so far this year?
Let's see. Let me see what I have going on into this. Let's take this to the gambling aspect first.
Yeah, all right. I like your style.
So if you had to pick, so I did a top 5 parlay. So I have Scheffler, Morikawa, and I don't know why Chris Gotterup has been somebody that I've like kind of taking a liking to.
Yeah.
So I have 3 of them finishing in my top 5. I don't think it's going to happen because I think Goddard's got a lot of work to do. But the good thing is, like you say, tomorrow's moving day.
Tomorrow's where did Goddard finish? Did he?
I think he's at -2.
-2. No, there's nobody -2.
Oh, that's not good for me now, Keith. That's making it worse. Hold on.
I need to search his name because I just, for whatever reason, I don't see it in a good way or bad way.
Yeah, he's -2.
Oh, I was looking at +2. I'm sorry.
No, you get it. Yeah, he's -2.
Yeah. So what's the bet again? You have those 3 golfers.
They all got to finish in the top 5.
And all 3 of them?
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't call it likely, but it's plausible for sure. I mean, all 3 of those golfers are balling.
I like that response. It's kind of like you want to say I'm crazy for doing it, but you're being nice about it. I got you.
Well, you're halfway there, and they're all, they're great. All 3 great players, and I mean, Goddard's won 3 times this year. Nobody's hotter than him. You can make that. You can make that case. So, and then I really liked Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick didn't pan out for me. His brother's playing well.
Right?
Yeah, it was Matt I liked. Yeah. Okay. He's number 3 in the world. He really crawled up the rankings. I like his brother too. His brother's sitting here at 4 under.
Yep.
I don't know if you know that story, but that's a pretty cool story in the golf world. So
go ahead and tell that story.
No, it's his brother never broke through. He's like 4 years younger. His name's Alex.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And then he had been in form and won some tournaments overseas, but he never got the status on the PGA Tour. Well, there's a tournament called the Zurich Classic every year, and it kind of breaks up the seasons, almost like an all-star game in a way. It's a 2-man, 2 pros, and then you kind of try to shoot the lowest best ball score between the 2 that you can. Those two as brothers won the tournament, and it gave the brother status on the PGA Tour for a year or 2. So he got in all the majors, he got all the signature events like the Players and tournaments like that. And since that's happened, dude's balled. He's earned his keep because there was grumblings out there that he don't deserve it. His brother carried him, in the Zurich, which wasn't true. If you watched it.
I was gonna say, I thought it was the other way around, like the last.
No, yeah, exactly. And he earned it, and now he's cemented it. Now that he's gonna have status for a while, And in golf, when you're not an elite top 30 golfer, you're always fighting. You may not be qualified for certain tournaments based on your status and when things are falling off, or where your world ranking is for that particular tournament. Some are open. You earn your way in. Some are invitationals you get invited to. And then obviously if you're highly ranked, you're automatically invited. So there you have it. There's the Open.
And then the purses are based on finishes. So some guys can really, if you have a good finish and you're not like one of the main guys, you can kind of set yourself up for a good year by having one good finish in a major.
Yeah. Right? The purse is $17.5 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's you make the cut, you're getting, you're definitely getting paid to some extent. So yeah, +1 was the cut line.
So what action do you have on this? I got a couple other pieces, but most of mine is just the win because I'm a jerk and I don't like the other pieces of this.
I wasn't able to kind of I just made a few bets like on Fitzpatrick to win top 5. Obviously those things aren't going to happen. I'll tell you a story about a coworker of mine. He called me yesterday. He's a Jackson Suber fan.
Okay.
So he called me, and Jackson Suber was done. He ended up being the first round leader. He had bet $10 for Jackson Suber to be the leader after the first day.
Get out.
Yes. So he calls me and says, Keith, do I wait this out? He's like Cam Young is like on hole 14 or 13, and he's 2 strokes back or whatever it was. He's like, I can cash out for $850 now on the $10 bet, or I can wait it out for the 1,300. And I haven't talked to him since, so I don't know what he did. I advised him to take the money and run. That's my style.
Right.
800 large is is not a bad day. So I don't know what he did. I'll find out and I'll report that back to you. That's for sure. 100%.
Man, that sounds like, because if he took the money, that's smart. But there's that line in casino where they got the old guys at the baccarat table, and when he wins, when he's betting small and he wins, he feels like he's still losing money. That's how I hear that.
That's my favorite movie of all time, Casino.
That's a great movie, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one.
So I just picked a couple guys just to see if they would win. So I got Shane Lowry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Shane Lowry. Victor Hovland.
Hovland missed the cut.
Thanks, Keith. I appreciate
You're
the good
welcome.
news.
I'll be here all for the whole 45 minutes.
Ludwig Aberg.
Ludwig Oberg is an absolute baller. He made the cut. He's 3 under, dude. He's all over it. He's in the mix. He's tied for 17th.
And then I got Sam Burns. Those are my 4.
Sam Burns. That's who I'm rooting for. Now he has been a choke artist in the past in the U.S. Open before. So I'd love to see him he's a good dude, man. I'd love to see him get over the hump. So that's the guy I'm rooting for if I could have it my way. And then one of these guys to come from the back, a little bit from the back. Patrick Reed is a guy everybody hates that I like now because everybody else hates him. One of them things. You know what I mean? He loves to be the heel, usually wears all black, every day. Doesn't matter. 105. All black. I'm cool with that. I love it. So that's a guy I'm rooting for too. A guy that can come. He's 2 under. So he's 6 back, right? Yeah. It's doable.
Right. Because if you say the numbers will be 13, that's
over 13, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's funny you said that because Goddard and Burns, you've done three of these shows. And I think, or 3 of the majors, the first 3 majors.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember which one was which, but you gave me Burns, I think, in the first one.
Oh, the Masters?
Players. Maybe it was the Masters. I don't remember. But you mentioned Burns and Goddard. And ever since you said them, those 2 stick in my mind. Yeah. And I was at work yesterday because I was like, it already started. Shit, I got to get bets in. And I can hear you in my ear saying Goddard and Burns. So I automatically picked those 2. Oberg is one of my guys, and Hovland is a guy that I always pick.
Yeah.
And also, I got to give you a shout out because I went to the bank thanks to you on the U.S. Open.
Okay. Was the bank open?
The bank was wide open. It wasn't 850 wide open, but it was open enough.
What was it, an ATM transaction, or did you walk inside for this?
This is an ATM transaction.
Oh, damn. Okay.
This is what I call. So I have this inside joke with one of my friends. I say, if things work out, Miss Babel gonna give me some titty money because old black ladies, they got enough chance.
Yeah.
So that's what I call it. Yeah. So I got a little something. It wasn't. It could have been more, but nah. I just took a shot because I knew I was gonna spread money out.
Right. There you go. That's the best way. So
yeah, and I wasn't doing a whole bunch.
I have a DraftKings lineup. I'll give you that real quick because I'm actually doing quite well with it. Let's see. I've got McIlroy. He's 1 under. I had Matt Fitzpatrick. He missed the cut. DeChambeau, who's right there. Patrick Reed. You mentioned I like him. Brian Harmon. He was just a numbers fit. He's a left-handed golfer. I really don't care for him too much. And then this guy, Thomas Dietrich. He plays on the Live Tour, but every time I see him, he's like close to the top of the leaderboard. And he was second after the first round. He was in 2nd place at 5 under. So he's currently 4 under. So yeah, looking good. Not bad.
Yeah, I like that. That's good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
I know we're talking golf, but let's get off of golf for a second because You gotta make a run soon, right? You got college to get moving to.
Yeah, we leave on the 10th. Yeah, we make that trip down to Greensboro on the thanks for asking, on the 10th. So yeah, just I don't know, following the training program she's doing, letting her do her thing, really trying to have fun, enjoy her last kind of summer, from high school, not too much, that kind of thing. So
Right.
she's pretty good with that kind of stuff. So yeah, just doing training and doing a lot of running, making sure you're fit. You don't want to hit training camp and be that one that can't pass the conditioning test and do all that stuff. So yeah. And we've a lot of World Cup we've been watching together, which is awesome. I have a house full of Brazilians, so they ain't too happy.
All right, let's go there. You know what? Let's go ahead and make that transition real easy. Let's talk a World Cup. I haven't heard your views on this, so first let's talk Team USA.
Yeah.
You have a thought on Team USA. And then from there we'll go on to what's happening Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, so Team USA, I mean, a really good showing. Obviously, when you step up, it's I almost equate it to horse racing. When you step up in class,
right?
You kind of find out what you're made of. And Belgium just got too good. They were too pissed, because of the red card, and then them flipping it with the FIFA and all that. That's FIFA being FIFA, unfortunately, in that way. So that was simple. Poliznik was small until he ended up getting hurt, obviously. You hear some interviews and stuff, and it sounds like some people were noticeably nervous before that game on the U.S. side. Some of the the leaders of the team, including the captain. So I think the moment got a little bit too big. They ran into a buzzsaw. Belgium flipped the script on them too. Instead of sort of playing their old heads a little bit and playing this little, they went ahead and put their young guns in and said, we're going to fight. We're going to kind of fight fire with fire. So yeah, because they got a player, Kevin De Bruyne, who's one of the best midfielders in the world. I mean, he is on the the backside of the back nine of his career, but he's a great prayer. They didn't even play him in that game. They didn't need to. They just took a different approach. So they got outcoached and outplayed. So hopefully, the groundswell of attention into soccer period, hopefully, we have the talent pool here, and just having the coaches with the academies that can harness the talent with the right training and academy experiences and competition, all those types of things. That's what US doesn't have, like these other countries do. So
I almost want to disagree with you a little bit on that, because they're starting to do that, but it's in the toddler stage. It's not in the infancy stage. It's in the toddler stage of making that happen. I've got a couple friends. I got a friend, his son left home at 15 to go to an academy. He's with the Nashville FC. So those programs are starting. We're starting to get into them. We're even getting to the point now where instead of kids having to pay to go to the academies are paying the kids to come in. So we're starting to get that influx. I heard the greatest comparison was, in all other sports, we are, I guess, the Indiana in football. We are the Ohio States of those sports. But when it comes to soccer, we're more like a Penn State or Iowa. We're one of those teams that we're good, but once we get to a certain level, that next level is just above our heads. What do you think about that thought?
I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I've looked at the game from a women's perspective, because that's been my experience. Right. The women, that's different. Like the women are 20. I think they're 20 years ahead of the men as far as the soccer program. So no, it's coming a long way. DC United has a similar, funnel system, like Europe. All the MLS teams here do, but I think it still has a ways to go. I'm glad to hear that that's happening. They're on the front foot with it, and you're not paying $5,000 a month to,
right.
You know what I mean, to get the training that you need. you know, and that's another part of the issue, because like academy soccer my daughter played, thank God I ain't got to pay it anymore. It was $408 a month.
Right.
You get the best coaching, play in the best competition, in the best fields, you know what I mean, in the best places. That's how it is.
I don't mean to hit the rewind button, but I'm gonna put us in reverse real quick because
Yeah.
he put two great thoughts in here, and I want to just highlight them. He said, correspondent, when it comes to conditions on a golf course, is it better to have the fairways more consistent or the greens more consistent? Is what I think he's trying to ask you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want the greens to be more consistent because you're actually rolling the ball
right
on top. So imperfections, indentations. Every time a ball lands on that green, it makes a what they call a ball mark. And then, you know, some people are good at fixing them. Some people aren't. Golfers, a lot of golfers still wear on the pro tour still wear spikes. So really close around the hole, like where they go to pick up their ball, you know, they're making spike marks everywhere. That changes things. So typically guys that are playing later in the day have a disadvantage when those greens in these big tournaments, after they're done, they're either in the morning or that night, they're going to cut the greens and then roll the greens with rollers to make them beautiful and flat again. And as more and more play takes place, they start to deteriorate as you go. The fairways are, fairways are important, but if you're in the fairway, you're going to get a good lie unless you're, sometimes you watch, you'll see all these divot marks in a fairway and you see the ball, you're like, oh my, please don't go on that divot. Because when that ball goes in that sand-filled divot, then it can kind of go anywhere. You don't know until you hit it, how it might respond to that. Some guys are better, like Scotty's incredible. The way he strikes the ball, it's so pure, it like doesn't matter in a way. But some guys, it really affects they can't, like I say, can't control the spin, and it runs off left or right. It's a great question, but greens for sure would be the answer to that.
And then the next thing he said real quick is, this is a soccer question. He said, in the previous stream, the U.S. men national team for soccer is far behind the other nations in terms of constantly developing those wonder kids at every position. I don't think other places have wonder kids. I think they just have consistent play. And what I said all tournament, and I'll give this to you after this, I just said I feel like it's harder for the U.S., especially this tournament, is because they didn't have to qualify. So they didn't have a chance to kind of build some of that team stuff up in critical moments. They were playing more friendlies in the lead up. So you don't get the same intensity and you don't get to become a team. I always said this is the most talented team USA has had. I just don't know if they were the best team that we had.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a different approach to this. So unlike, in my opinion, soccer around the world, Spain, Italy, England, it's about the process, right? In the U.S., everybody wants to win. Like use my daughter, for example. We became too dependent on the rabbit. And the rabbit is the kid you kick it long to that goes and chases down and puts it in the net, right? And I had parents on the team. We might have beat a team 1-0 and had one of those types of plays and didn't bust a grape otherwise. You know what I mean? Other than playing some solid defense. And, it's like, well, we didn't even have the ball, until we kicked it over someone's head and so-and-so ran under it and made a great athletic play. Don't get me wrong. But the fundamentals of soccer and the overlays that have to take place and all that, we're not capable of doing that. The other team shut us down, wholeheartedly. So that's a part, like, we would rather just get the win, get the trophy, right? Down what I've seen, because teams have come over and I've seen them play against us, right? More process oriented, more about the soccer, the X's and O's than maybe the scoreboard necessarily, if that makes any sense.
So because there are teams that value the possession and make the attempt for the beautiful goal as opposed to like throwing the bomb and hitting the home run. That makes sense.
Set pieces are so important. That's a emphasis. That's something we're not great at.
Yeah, but we got better because 4 years ago in Quadar or wherever we were the last time,
Qatar,
I set pieces were terrible. I set pieces and our throw-ins were terrible.
We're better. We're better this time.
Yeah,
sure, but against really bad competition. They scored 5 goals the first game, I think it was. So
four. Yeah. But
Yeah, technical
Paraguay, I
consistency.
think, was just out of their element.
Yeah.
It says, I feel the U.S. is far behind in terms of technical consistency, ability at certain positions compared to Spain, Germany, Italy, France, Argentina, Brazil, and England. I mean, but you're saying, I mean, the names you're naming outside of Italy, this is Spain is one, France is two. No, yeah, Spain is one, France is two, Argentina is what, three? Germany's been inconsistent the last two. I think they got knocked out either in the knockout rounds, and England's four, and Brazil's like 10. I mean, we're at 16. Like, I think this is the part where we're being too American in a sport where we're just not dominant. This isn't our sport yet. But what I
No.
would love to see, and I made this joke the other day. I said what they need to do is go to Texas A&M, go to Tennessee, go to Texas, and get all those guys that do NILs and do a soccer NIL, and that way you get the best athlete that money can buy, and put those guys in position.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. We're behind. Your idea, has credence, I think. But we'll see. It is about the coaching. It's so in soccer, it's just different. It's so important because I've seen us just going through the youth all the way from 4 to 18 now, have way better athletes and get our ass kicked. So it's a combination. It's a combination of both for sure.
And he's talking about the wonder kid. The definition of wonder kid in soccer is these generational guys who exceed the talent of people in their class: Messi, Ronaldo, Yamal. But I just think we aren't there yet. I think our wonder kid, unfortunately, is Florin.
Yeah, but Bagnani, that the striker.
Yeah, is it Bella?
Balogun.
Yeah. I think he's our wonder kid for right now. I know Pulisic is supposed to be it, but I think
but he could have played on 3 teams,
right?
This World Cup. So, right. But you're right. We gotta fill up the funnel, and we're not. That with the athletes. And I think some of that. I think that narrative is going to change some.
And I also think that funnel, because there are these guys that can play for 2 or 3 countries. And now we need them to, instead of going everywhere else, they need to come here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking about the guy at Texas Tech, those other guys, because, hey, maybe we make a goodwill offering and you play in the U.S. instead of going wherever else you're going. But that's the difference. We were talking about gambling earlier, and this is something that came across the timeline late. And I just want to kind of hit on this. There's 2 things I want to hit on real quick before we get out. First one is there's a Cardinals executive who's just got suspended indefinitely.
Yep.
And the crazy part about this whole story is, I guess it centers around the draft picks that they were making, and of course the NFL does a great job of informing people about the policy and the gambling rules. And I think if you're a person that hates gambling, you're going to side on this is the problem with gambling and why we shouldn't make it mainstream. But I think if you look at it from the outside looking in, this is the exact reason why you want gambling to be mainstream, is because now you can find the people that are doing it that shouldn't be doing it. You can pull the red flags, because if he had a bookie, we don't know this is happening. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's so shady. That's the problem. You just don't know people's integrity, and what obviously he's probably got a gambling problem on the backside of this that they're probably still uncovering. My hunch is that this is probably not the end of it, but he knows what player they're going to pick, so that's awful. You're right. It puts mainstream gambling in a bad light, but I don't think it changes much. It's just like there's just bad people out there. That's and they're gonna rise to the top. They're gonna keep doing bad things, and hopefully they're gonna get caught and pay the consequences for it, and not ruin it for everybody else. That's what you know what I mean.
Right.
That's what we can have. So,
all right. Side question.
yeah.
I know you got a DraftKings lineup. Do you do during football season? Do you do lineups in like a group? So like my buddy,
Yeah.
he does like we used to do I haven't done it in a while, but we used to do $10 FanDuel pool, winner takes all, and everybody puts in a lineup. Do you do that type of stuff, or how do you do that?
Yeah. So like, we do daily fantasy every week. I have a group with, it's mainly my neighbors. It's like 6 or 8 of us, maybe 10 some weeks. Some people get in, some people don't. But yeah, we all make a lineup, and it's winner take all. If it gets to a certain amount, then there's a small second place, but it's like, $5 a week or whatever. It's nothing earth shattering. It's more for the bragging rights than anything else. And then we use DraftKings, and we have like a group inside of DraftKings. So also, whenever anyone makes any bet, I can go look and see what their bet was, and maybe copy it if I happen to like it for myself. So it's almost like the daily fantasy and the regular DK gambling link together, if that makes any sense.
Oh no, it makes total sense, because we have a group that I follow. It's a bunch of guys on Messenger, and it's called Betters. And like, the whole thing is, if you put a bet in that day, whatever you think your best bet is, you put that in the group chat, and people will show or figure it out.
We do that too. We'll say, like, on big events, big games or whatever, like some of the soccer matches, on the group chat. So it's like, give me your best. Like, I was like, I like over 6 corners. And then I like, 1 goal for Poliznik, whatever. And we all have one stage in the bet. You know what I mean? And we all copy that one bet and, put $2 on it or whatever, whatever it is. So,
all right. So I got to tell you my stupidity.
Oh gosh.
So I did a bet. I call it Deuces Wild. It was 2 goals from Mbappe, 2 from Messi, 2 from Haaland.
Okay.
All right.
What game? Like, what round?
It actually hit. The bet hit. But here's the funny part of the story. I'm watching the Norway game
against Brazil.
I'm thinking Haaland plays for England, so I gotta wait till the next day. So I'm watching the dude score. He scores twice. Hasn't registered yet. I wake up like in the middle of the night, go to my FanDuel account, see the money in the account, and I was like, yo.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one to wake up to. Now, all the other stuff I've bet just been crap. But
there we go. That's cool. That's really cool.
I am the, what's the dude that used to play for the Raiders that wore number 3? LaMonica? That's my bet.
Dale LaMonica. Yeah.
Yes, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
No bombs. We don't take check downs over here. What else do I want to ask you about? Because since we're in the gambling thing,
well, we got to talk NASCAR for a second too, real quick.
Let's do that now. Let's go ahead there, because that's the other reason.
I just
before you get started, here's you are the impetus of this idea.
Of what idea?
Of the Friday Night Freestyle.
Oh, okay. And that's because why? Because why?
So my thought was, we cover everything else from Saturday to Thursday.
Yeah, we cover all the side pieces. Yeah,
we cover all the stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like, so if you didn't see week one, it was me, Brian, and we were talking UFC and we talked NASCAR. And then week 2, it was me and Mrs. Bossman. We talked some other stuff. Then we started talking outside the box stuff. I think we talked music that night. Week 3, we did another show with Mrs. Bossman, and we talked a bunch of stuff. So that's the whole idea of the show. And I don't need to be here. I just want people to have some fun, and we do something different.
Right. So no, I just I've been watching NASCAR pretty intently this season as much as I can.
Oh shoot,
Hamlin's on a damn absolute mission right now. He's leading the point standings, not by a lot, but he's won 4 races this year. Reddick's won 5, which is the car he owns, ironically.
Right.
So nine races of the 12 or 13, whatever it is. I mean, he's been in the winner's circle 4. So he's almost like the sportsman of America, if you ask me, being the owner and the way he's driving the car right now. I think NASCAR is in North Carolina at, where are they this week? Morrisville, I want to say. I'm trying to remember.
I'll try to pull that up. Go ahead.
I'll pull it up. No, I got it. June, July. Wilkes-Barre. North Wilkes-Barre. Yeah, that's where they are this week. And that's a 450 lap track. That's a smaller, sort of a 1 mile track. And that's up Denny's alley. Obviously, he's not a road racer, and he hasn't been great on the super speedways, Atlanta, Talladega, Daytona. But, the Dovers, the Kansas, the Phoenix, those tracks, I mean, he's waxing that ass like rain dance for sure. So, watching NASCAR pretty close. And one thing that I noticed that it's starting to trend more, starting to pick up more steam. You know what I mean? Around circles, you see it. The one thing that's been a bugaboo for NASCAR for me, it's like it's on Prime for these 4 weeks. It's on Fox for these 4 weeks. It's on the CW for these weeks. I mean, they got to fix that. I think they're on the way to doing that because you sense a groundswell and socials are, popping up more and more, starting to get talked about on, sports highlight shows and things like that. So seems to be gaining some momentum, which is good because NASCAR's fallen back, obviously, since the Earnhardt days and the Bill Elliott days, as far as eyeballs watching are concerned.
So you really think that that Gordon, Earnhardt, Jimmy Johnson era didn't exceed the Elliott, Dale Senior era? Because that's kind of when they and that's also
maybe so, but I think the real trigger was when they went to the stage racing. There were so many NASCAR traditionalists that would just love to see somebody draw off by like 48 lengths and just it's like watching paint dry for the last hour and a half. The stage racing changed a lot of that and gave now they have the lucky dog. If you're the last dude on, then you get put back on the lead lap. Those types of things. So some NASCAR's lost some traditionalists, in my opinion, when they made some of those changes. I think they were better for the TV broadcast, excitement, creating, more wrecks. They keep adjusting the point system. They're back to a point system now that's more equitable. I guess that's the right word, where the body of work of the season is going to be the champion. You're not just going to all of a sudden have 4 guys that are 150 points apart all season long racing for the championship when they really don't deserve to be racing for you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's trending. That's the way I think arrow's pointing up. The broadcasts are getting better. The information, some of the analytics that they provide in now, not just speed and time, it's more other things, the camera views that they're. I don't know if you ever watched a NASCAR race on HBO Max, but you can pick certain drivers and actually like.
That's your car you're looking at.
Yeah, dude, it's you can't do it long because it's like you almost feel the G forces, but it's a different way of looking at things. And you do the old Stephen A. Smith, those drivers aren't athletes things or whatever. You could,
those dudes lose like 15, 20 pounds in a race, don't they?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, I mean,
so here's a question, or here's maybe something I would ask of you if you can do, and you don't have to make the meme, but if you can shoot us like, hey, this is where we're in July, so like in August, you say here's the 4 races for August, right? Yeah. Shoot it into the Sideline Junkies group between myself and Brian. We'll make an image, and then that's how we'll try to keep everybody updated. Because what we want to do is the race, the date, and the channel.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I can just kind of like screenshot it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll just call it like the NASCAR TV guide.
there you go. Yeah, because next
That
week
way,
they're at Brickyard. They're at Indianapolis next week.
when?
That's a
This
big.
week?
No, next week.
Oh, next week. Okay.
26. The 26. So yeah.
So Brickyard, remind me, the Brickyard is Indianapolis.
Yep.
Is it 500 or 400?
It's a 400. Yeah.
Okay.
160 laps there. So
So
and this week it's 450 laps. I mean, it's a roundy round track, if you will, where the Brickyard is quite called a super speedway where they go 208 mile an hour, but they're up 185, pretty sure, pretty fast.
What a pair. Just messing with y'all. What's up, my guys? Yo, what's up, Jack? Took you long enough to get here. I messaged you back like 5 times, and it took you like 25 minutes to show up, and now we about to log off and get out of here.
But I do got a non-sports question because something that happened to me today. I wanted to get an opinion from the masses on. All right, so hear me out before we get out of here.
This is what we'll close up on.
How many? All right. If you have 5 people and you're going to the grocery store to get a rotisserie chicken in the bag, all right, the whole chicken, all right, how many of them how many chickens would you need for 5 grown-ups that ain't been missing too many meals? You know what I mean? That are going to eat something. I don't think 1 will do it. I think you would need 2. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would get 3.
You would get 3 for 5, 3 whole chickens for 5 people.
Right. Because what I'm thinking is here's my plan.
Okay.
I think chicken 1 and chicken 2, all of chicken 1 and half of chicken 2 are done. Right?
For the 5 people. For the 5 people.
Right. Yep. Now we get into that gray area. Right? So then that gray area becomes, first and foremost, how are we eating these chickens? So earlier this week, I got a rotisserie, and I did tacos. So I did the taco shells, not the shells, but the soft tacos.
Yep.
Vegetables, cilantro.
You shredded the chicken up. You shredded the chicken up to put it in there. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I did it that way. So that's how I did my tacos. Another day, I shredded up the chicken breast, toasted up a bun. Did when I warmed up the chicken in the microwave with a piece of pepper jack cheese. So then you do that, you scoop that up, throw that on the bread, boom. Now you got your sandwich.
Yeah. Okay.
And then of course you got the chicken itself. So I think for me, I say 3 just because I think the third one gives you leeway for leftovers and like if you want to be lazy. But I think 2 is solid, but 3 would be perfect.
So full disclosure, I got 2, all right, for this project today. Okay. So this has happened, 15 minutes before I came downstairs. So what I did was I took both rotisserie chickens, got 2 basically plates.
Right.
Cut the breast off, chopped them up, pulled the wings off, pulled the legs off. And then on a plate like that, it looked like a whole lot of, on 2 plates, it looked like a whole lot of food. And I was getting some side eye from everybody. Oh, that's a lot, That's a lot. I was like, well, yeah, just watch this disappear. You know what I mean? And then 2 ended up being the right call, I think, at the end of the day, with just a little bit of leftovers.
Yeah.
Somebody, maybe one person tomorrow. That's it. So that was on my mind. I was like, let me ask Midnight Rider, one of the best foodies I know.
Yeah. Jack said, I said it was I ain't done that bit in a minute. He said spatchcock that joke. Oh man.
Hey, you guys spatchcock those chickens every now and then, dog.
There you go. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
But yeah, I think
you say 3, I say 2. 2 worked out good for us.
No, that's perfect because more than likely you had sides because like you're a human.
No, we had mashed potatoes and corn too, so it wasn't just
yeah. See me
and gravy and chicken gravy.
That's why I need I need other people in my life because I will just eat straight up just chicken and not worry about sides. Sides to me are a waste of time.
There you go. There you go.
Like I'll cook a steak and they were like, "What'd you eat with the steak?" Steak.
Steak and more steak.
Onions on the steak, but it was steak.
A1.
Yeah, just a little bit. Now I've gotten older and matured.
You don't need all. You don't need to splatter that all over.
Yeah, see, in my old days when I was in my 20s, my dad used to joke. He used to say, "I got onions and A1 sauce with a side of steak."
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, when I personally make a steak and it misses the mark just a little bit for whatever reason, maybe it's my fault, maybe it was the meat, but then I'll just give it just a little tang with that, knock the edge off of it. Not gonna put it in a boat of A1. That's for sure.
Yeah, I feel you. What you got coming up? Just anything you working on or anything you doing? And this could be work related. This could be.
No, I've been working on my golf game much as I can, to be honest. So I'm trying to make like a 10 cup kind of comeback here a little bit. So I've been trying to just hit balls. Obviously, I got a lot going on, but I need some sort of release from time to time. So I've played a little more this year than I have in years past by leaps and bounds. To be honest, I've had some games where you could tell there's really something there, and I've had some setbacks that I'm disappointed that make me say, man, I don't know, I'm getting what I'm getting myself into. But it's been a lot of fun. I like to challenge myself. My short-term goal is just to sort of work on my handicap and get it kind of up to where it once was a long time ago. I can still hit the ball a long way for my age compared to most. So I've got to kind of lean into that. And so not saying it's going to be ultra competitive, but I'm starting to get to an age where I'm going to hit some markers here at 55 where it'll open up some avenues where I can maybe compete on a lower stage, if that makes any sense. So
yeah, it does.
I'm working on that a little bit, and it's been kind of cool. My daughter's been trying to play a little bit of golf as well, which is cool to see. I've been an ambassador for golf every time I've been on here, so I just see me being 70 and her being 50 or 45, and maybe playing some golf together. I think that'd be a great way to spend an evening. So that's what I've been doing aside from working my ass off. I mean, damn,
Doug, every time I told
you talk about putting a lid on a Bama. Holy cow. So, but I'm grinding through. I think
Nah, man, you doing your thing, man. We just want to. Every time everybody reaches out, it's like, yo.
That's the last thing I wanted to say. Everybody's reached out. Hey, just checking on you. It's meant the world to me. Boss man, I got your message. I just want to say thank you for reaching out. I'm your guy. When I can be here, I'm gonna be here. And we'll take it from here. That's all. So thank you. And Josh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Josh, he checks in. He's a great dude. So yeah, all that stuff doesn't go unnoticed. It's really appreciated. So I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. I just gotta, be just a little bit more available. That's all.
And I got a comment on the side. I got a text from a friend, and they say 3 chickens for 5 people too.
Okay. All right.
But see, I think my thing is I like the accoutrement. Like I like maybe it's a cilantro lime, maybe it's a yum sauce, and then maybe you throw some rice in that and you make some things happen off of that. But yeah, that's cool.
The same setting or at a different time?
No, in the same setting because it's like Burger King. You can have it your way. Like you can make it whatever you want to make it.
It's almost like 3 dipping sauces: yum yum,
Yeah,
ranch, sriracha, whatever.
it's a freestyle.
There you go. Bam. Boom.
So, last question I want to ask you, and then we can get out of here, is when you look at your golf game now, and you look at it back then,
Yep.
are you comfortable with your game because you know golf is golf? Does that make sense?
No.
Because maybe you don't play as much as you used to, so maybe there's the difference there.
Well, it's so humbling. I mean, you can't. I mean, I would say, unlike a free throw or a 3-pointer or a lot of other sports, like you could hit a ball and then get another one, put it down in the exact same place. The wind could change.
Right.
You know what I mean? To swing again exactly the same, it's so hard, difficult. And the slightly minute detail can make that shot very different than the one before. So it's just hard to replicate. That's why it just takes repetition and repetition. That's why these golfers, they'll hit balls for an hour and a half, play 18 holes, and then hit balls for another hour and a half, and then finally go home. I mean, that's what these tour players ultimately do, And they got a swing coach, and they got a putting coach, and they got a short game coach, and they got a mental capacity, coach to help them navigate that, and then someone that's telling them what time it is and what they're supposed to be doing next based on their schedule. So it's a lot. So for me, I'm a very kind of a feel player. I'm not real technical, I kind of, when I show up to the course that day, that's kind of, I am what I am. I try to make that work, if that makes sense. Where some people can be more methodical and fix their swing as they go. I'm like, all right, well, I'm hitting this hook today. I'm gonna lean into that, and that's what we're going. You know what I mean? And then until that changes, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
So you just said something funny. So you said you're gonna lean into this hook, but when you lean into the hook, for a guy like me, when I lean into the hook, all of a sudden it goes straight.
Well, I mean, that's when you have a big miss like that. That's what you're hoping for, basically. No,
because I lined up for the
you lined up way right for the hook, and then you hit it. Then you hit it straight. No, I got you. Yeah, it's crazy. I tell you what, I'm better now, like in the bunkers and around the greens and stuff. With some of the delicate shot, my hands are a lot sharper
right.
now.
So here's one of my last question, and we're gonna sign off and get out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Give me your last shot where you were like, yeah, I still got it. Like, it was the one that made your day. Because I always think that golf leaves you a shot to make you come back.
All right, so I played last, was it Sunday or Saturday? I can't remember, at a course called Bully Rock. It's in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Okay. It's one of the top 2 or 3 public courses in the area. Okay. And I wasn't with friends. I wasn't with anybody. I just wanted to go, went early and wanted to play. So the second hole was a long par 5, and the second shot's over a creek. I hit a drive right down in the middle of the fairway. I had like 235 to the pin. Okay. I hit a 3 hybrid. Okay. Not a 3 wood, a 3 hybrid, about 8 feet from the pin for eagle. Pure as day, as good as anyone could hit it. One of the best shots in recent memory that I've hit. Now I missed a putt, but I had a tap in birdie. So I started par birdie. So yeah, I mean, that was just last week. So I would say that's been pretty memorable. Yeah, as far as So, and I'm shooting in the mid to high 70s right now. So that's I'm not too far. I just got to clean up like some bonehead double bogeys, or I lose a ball once around doing something stupid, or I have a brain fart and top one or something. I haven't done that in a while, but it's coming. I know it is. So it's just kind of minimizing the mistakes and trying to get a little more consistent.
Yeah, and then we gotta get out together as a group just to hit balls. Yeah. We don't need to play a course, because we don't want to play a course or mess up your reputation.
No,
Like
I don't have one. I don't have one. Well, in PG County, I do. So if we're down there, then I might.
All right, so I'm gonna knock these comments out. Don't worry about responding, but I want to
Okay.
just acknowledge to everybody that just jumped in with us. Jack said Heinz 57 is tight. Anthony said, "What's your lowest handicap you've ever hit in terms of your own personal record?" Correspondent, we're not going to answer that.
Okay.
Now we got reasons that you can't answer that. I know and you know, but they don't know, so we're not going to talk about that one. Jack said, "I understand now. Good night, fellas." Jack, glad to see you in here.
Absolutely.
Mark, you leaving out. We do 2 spatchcock chickens with mashed potatoes with either salt meal gravy or red eye gravy, carrots, and rice and garbanzo beans. Damn, that sounds good as shit.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm coming to your house.
Hell yeah. It's crazy, my friends. My friend is like that too. Every time he tries to hit the ball straight, it hooks. But when he tries to hook it, he hits the ball straight and farther. Yes. Yeah, that's crazy. Next time we on together, remind me that story. I'll tell you one of my best shots ever. Question for both of you. Greatest pure athlete you ever seen, Bo Jackson or Prime? You know what? You got to come back for that one. Next time we on together, we'll answer that question for you. Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. It's the correspondent. I'm the Midnight Rider. This is the Friday Night Freestyle. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the way the freestyle is supposed to happen. I have 5 other banners that we didn't touch. So this is the freestyle essence of it. Yeah, we talk NASCAR, UFC. We don't talk the main sports if we don't have to. So let's do that again. Keith, thank you.
Got it. No, good seeing you, man. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everybody. All right. Have a good one.
All right, you do the same, man. Talk to you later.
See you.